Yes, hello, my name is Aiden, and today I'm going to be talking about the decision to stop making the game in SpriteKit and restart in Unity. So let's begin with how I got this idea. So I was watching this video, the best games from this Game Maker's Toolkit Game Jam. So this was a weekend game jam, and basically all of these strong submissions highlighted in this video are 100 times better than Speedy Spaceship, the project we've been working on now for a few months. So this got me thinking, Speedy Spaceship really isn't progressing very well. It's very slow to make progress, and we really should be aiming for something, at least as good as these weekend game jam entries, given that we're already a few months into development. So let's start with why I think it's been so slow, and I'll give you a few examples. So the first one is if you look at this score UI at the top of the screen. So this is a Swift UI view on top of the SpriteKit game. So basically this is one of the first things I got working, and I had the game state is being managed by the SpriteKit class, and it has to reach out and sync with the Swift UI view. So I tried these different combinations of like bindings and various other kind of the way you're supposed to do things in Swift UI ways of syncing them. Couldn't get anything to work, and then ended up just using notifications, a notification every frame to sync the score. So this is an example of something that to the player looks like nothing. It's like, there's a label on the screen with the score. Who cares? Of course there is. That should take, 5 seconds, would be kind of what the player would think. But because of this kind of niche tech stack that we are using, it ended up taking me, many hours to come up with that solution. So that's just kind of one example of something simple that doesn't add a ton of value from the player's point of view, but was a pain to get working. The second example I'll give is the frame rate issue. So this is something I've talked about a bit in the last few videos. So basically, anytime we've added a new feature like this new wormhole section, we've had frame rate issues. And this is pretty brutal because, there's, as you can tell, the game does almost nothing. It's like a spaceship flying through a hallway. It shouldn't be, that hard to hit 60 FPS. But we have had issues with it, and we keep having to optimize along the way, when really we should just be experimenting with mechanics and kind of figuring out what makes the game fun. Instead we're, making these optimizations and spending all this time trying to hit 60 FPS. So those are the first two reasons that I think progress has been very slow. Another one is that because SpriteKit isn't very widely used, especially compared to Unity, there aren't that many answers online. So when I run into issues and I hit Google and I'm looking for other people that have solved the same issue, there aren't a ton of answers. So this makes everything take longer because you're having to basically dig through all the official documentation and try things. Whereas comparing with Unity, Unity is so widely used that basically any problem you run into, there's a very good chance someone 5 years ago had the same problem, and there's 10 answers and you can read them all and go from there. I'm personally just much more experienced with Unity, so if I was someone who had spent the last 5 years using SpriteKit, I'm sure that I would be a lot faster because I would have done all these things before. But I have used Unity a lot, and it's just so much faster for me to make prototypes, experiment with things, build out mechanics, things like that in Unity than it has been in the SpriteKit and Swift UI mix. Oh man, I gotta say, it feels pretty good. Or like if you do donuts, it should show something like nice donuts. Hey, oh. I'm really tickled by the movement wheel. I kind of want to make it loop when you go off the top to go on the bottom.